this, you know, here we are with tax time too. Everybody, oh, I got $2,000 back. I'll pay a bill off. No, I'm gonna buy this and this and this and this and this. They go crazy. And the other thing I see is, you know, for those that are getting separated and then they get the severance pay. And oh my God, look how much money I got. Yeah, you know, you're gonna need that to live on for a little while there, bucko. So don't go out there and start buying all this crazy stuff. And if you're married, sit down with your spouse and discuss what you're gonna do with it. Don't just show up and say, honey, look at the Harley I bought. But you don't know how to ride. Oh, I'm gonna learn. Oh, honey, look at the dents in the Harley I bought. I mean, you can do that because it's great for me because I get some awesome deals on some dented Harleys. And then I just fix them up to around and sell them for twice of what I bought them for. But, you know, as the instructor up here, that'll tell you, don't do it. But as a guy that buys used Harleys that are dented and scratched because you do it, hey, knock yourself out. Right? You know, I see it all the time. They get out, they got a lot of money, and the first thing they do is they go out and they buy, you know, a $70,000 car. I gotta have a Dodge Challenger. They go and buy some Chevy 3500 diesel truck, go and get it lifted and, you know, tuner on it, and this and that, and all this other stuff. You know, puffing black smoke out and everything. And so, where are we gonna live? Oh, in the truck. It's not a van. Hello? Well, where are you gonna put the 40-inch flat screen TV you bought too? Oh. Should have bought a camper shell, huh?
Good.
I mean, if you are in a financial situation where you have more month than money, which basically means you get paid on the 15th and on the 20th you're broke, and you're going to your buddy and you say, hey Ethan, can you cut my hair? And Ethan says, I don't have clippers. Yeah, but you got an electric razor. And you guys are trying to figure out how to make that jacked up haircut look good. You need to track your spending. Because you are in a financial distress situation. And think about it like this. If you were to go to sleep on an air mattress, and you 2200, you hit the rack. Navy guys, 2200, it's 10 o'clock, okay? Right. So make sure you try. 10 o'clock at night, okay? It's dark outside. 2 hours later, you're on the concrete floor. Concrete floor, that's because Marines don't get fancy little rooms when they sleep in usually like barren area. And the reason we have an air mattress is because we stole it from an Air Force guy. Well, appropriated it. We don't steal it.
Well.
So now it's midnight and you're on the concrete floor. So you pump it back up. Or you wake the PFC up. Hey, not that there's a PFC simulating something here. Pump up the air mattress. It wouldn't know. You come back from a physical and it's 2 hours later, you're on the concrete floor again. You have a hole in it, right? You gotta find the hole to patch it. If you have more month than money, money's going out somewhere and you don't know, you gotta figure out where. Before you can fix the problem, you gotta figure out where your hole is. And nowadays, it's easy. Well, I mean, it's not completely easy because then you guys wouldn't be broke, but it's relatively easy. Why? Most people don't use cash anymore. They use that little plastic card. With that card comes a statement. You can either look online or you can print it out. But with that statement, you can see where your money is going. Chick-fil-A, 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 Hot Dogs. ATM, Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A. So now you know where it's going. You know, and once you know where it's going, then you can find out how you can adjust. So You just pull it, I recommend you pull a 60-day bank statement. Why? Now you've got 4 pay periods. You can look at it, because if you just pull a 30-day, you got 2 pay periods, there could be something, one of them could be like a holiday, or you got, there could be something abnormal in that one of them. You got 4, you're bound to find 2 normal pay periods. Look at them, and you can honestly look at them, go down, get a couple colored highlighters and say, okay, hey, I'm gonna color dining out all in one color, add it all up. Gas, all in one color. The bills, I'm gonna put bills in one color, and then you just start, putting everything out and tracking it. Then you can figure out where it is, then you can decide, okay, hey, I need to cut back on my dining out. Notice I say cut back, not go home and say, honey, we're spending too much dining out, we're not eating out ever again. Yeah, that's like telling a chain smoker, you're smoking 3 packs a day, stop. No, that'll last like 3 days. And then they're gonna be like so agitated, either one of 2 things are gonna happen, because they're so freaked out, agitated, and throwing chairs, you're either gonna give them a cigarette to calm them down, or they're gonna start smoking again. But if somebody that's smoking wants to stop, and they say, I'm smoking 3 packs a day, I'm gonna try and smoke 5 less cigarettes today. And once they handle that, then they cut back slowly. So if you're spending $300 a month dining out, and you say, you know what, I wanna cut back by like 20%. And once you've handled that, say you're targeted, I'm spending $300 a month, I wanna get it down to 150. But you do it in increments, what do you think your chances of succeeding are? A lot better than you say, I'm going from 300 to 150 in one big swoop. And I'm not saying stop dining out, you just scale it down. I don't have any, money to put in savings. Well, if you go from $300 a month dining out to 150, there's $150. Not only that, but if you look at your gas expense is probably high because you're driving from wherever you live to the dining out place and back again. That's gonna drop because now you're not driving back and forth to go get the food. So there's a lot of other things that are correlated for it. So you just have to look at it. And you have to be honest with yourself. And if you want to come in and you want to do a one-on-one with, oh, by the way, that's Larry Siegel in the back. He's also a financial counselor here on the back face there. But if you want to come and do a one-on-one with myself or Larry, we have our cards and stuff, by all means come. Whatever you say to us in our office, it's completely confidential. It's not like we go around to, oh man, we just had this guy, look at his budget. No, we don't keep files. But you have to be honest with yourself, and if you do go to a counselor about it, you have to be honest with the counselor, or you can't fix it. And if you're married, sit down with your spouse and be honest with each other about your expenses, about who's spending what and who's spending it where, so that you can get on track. If you can't sit down with your spouse to work out a proper spending plan, on your expenses part, make sure on the line you put lawyer. And figure out how much that lawyer is gonna cost. Because eventually, you're gonna have lawyer expenses for the divorce. Because somewhere along the line, you'll get bored, because if you can't sit down and be honest with where you're spending money or where he or she, your spouse is spending money, then it's money, they say money is the root of all evil. Money leads to so many other problems, so many other issues. And again, possible yellow zone or warning, male Marines, male sailors, male, you're just the worst. Male Marines are even worse. Why? You're male and you're a Marine. Because here's your idea. My money, I do what I want with my money. She ain't gonna tell me what to do with mine. I work hard for my money. I'll buy what I want to buy. She ain't gonna tell me what I can buy. I want to buy that gun, I'll buy that gun. Who does she tell me I can't buy that gun? It's my money. I'm gonna buy that gun, she tell me I can't buy that gun. Hey, can I leave a pistol at your house for a little while? No, she just doesn't want guns in there. Oh, but that's what guys do. Women, on the other hand, They spend money, but they're just more blatant about it. They'll come in the house, with everything they bought, and the guy's like, well, you spent what on, huh? Well, yeah, but it was on sale. Would you still spend it? Well, yeah, but look what I got. Then as you start calming down, oh, and then I got shoes to go with it. You're like, more shoes? So, I mean, you gotta be able to sit down and talk. And if you're spending too much, make sure, hey, if you have to, put each other on an allowance. And the easiest way, if you have to put yourself on an allowance, put yourself on a cash allowance. Don't say, well, here's your card, here's your card. No, because you can swipe too much. Hey, here's your $40 for the week, here's your $40 a week. When it's gone, hey, guess what? Here's your cup, stand at the street corner. You'll make that money. Gas in the mower, walk around the neighborhood. Get out of here, kid, this is my street. You gotta be in tune with your expenses. How many people have honestly ever pulled their bank statement and looked line for line what they're spending their money on? And how many of you have went, whoa? And made changes because they went, whoa. That's most handsome, well, most people are like, I mean, it's shocking sometimes when you see what you're spending your money on.
A lot of it's that recurring, monthly payments where you subscribe from one thing to 1 month and then you don't know that it's gonna keep charging you.
Oh, that's an excellent, the reoccurring thing, especially if you go online and some app for your phone. Oh, I need this app. Oh, it's only $1.99. But you don't realize that it's $1.99 every month. And you use it for a little while, then you forget about it, but you don't cancel it. Well, look at your phone bill, pull your phone bill, because it creeps your phone bill. Your phone bill started off at $74.99, now all of a sudden it's $129.99. You're like, man, they keep raising my phone bill. No, Skippy, you did. I mean, because that charge is just your phone bill, but review your phone bill every once in a while and see how many of those little charges are on there. Look at your credit card bill. You may have had it billed onto your credit card. And look for those $1.99 bills, $2.99, all these little apps. I had one person, one time we were doing that, and there was almost $42, I think it was. It was just under $45, just in app charges. He couldn't even remember what they were. He was on like his second phone since he had bought those apps. Those apps weren't even on the phone that he currently had.
God damn.
Gotten them so long ago. $42. 42, that's 2 tanks of gas in my bike. He was paying them each month for apps he didn't even have on the phone anymore. But it's so easy, you get that card, you swipe it, and that's the society we're in now, though. Most people don't carry cash. Most people have less than $40 cash in their wallet at any given time. But they'll have, a debit card and at least 2 credit cards. Now, they might not have 2 good credit cards. And it's getting worse because you've probably seen it and heard it when you're in a store somewhere. Kids, they want something. No, put it back, Johnny. I want it. I don't have any money. Just use your card. Kids now, they don't even understand what money is. They think that mom and dad have this magical plastic card, therefore when you walk into the store, anything's fair game. Pick it off the shelf and dad's got a card, he can get it. No, put it back or I'll bust your hand. Which you can't do in a store anymore apparently, because then they call Beaufort Sheriff's Department. Child abuse if you bust your kid on the foot in the store. Yeah, it's a while to get out of the cup, so. Pop's not allowed to do that in the store. Watch me. Traumatized as a kid, but oh well. You know, we kind of covered this. Groceries, you know, if you're doing your groceries, here's some tips on grocery shopping. One, don't go grocery shopping hungry. Statistically, it's proven you'll spend 34% more on grocery shopping than you will if you go after you've already eaten. Also, make a grocery list and shop off your grocery list. You know, and if you're still spending too much and everything, make a menu, make a week to 2 week menu of what you're gonna make for meals, and then shop what you need, only for what you need to make those meals. You know, when I was a young Marine during my first marriage, I'm not very good at marriage, and I'm a glutton for punishment because I've tried it more than once. But so what we did is we made the menu, and then we had, you know, down there with the little podium menu, hey, this is the key dump we wanted. We had 10 items. And then we listed them, how bad, you know, hey, this is what we want first, this one, and then, but then we gave it an amount, hey, $30. And so whenever we got something on that list and put it in the cart, we wrote down how much it was. So you either got the stuff on the list or you got the $30, whichever you got to first. So if you got down to the 5th item, but you reached $30, then you didn't get the other 5 items. But if you got all 10 without reaching the 30 items, then you got all 10 of the, you know, the dump items, and they would just help us stay on the budget. 'Cause back when I was in, you didn't rate base housing until you were in E4, so as an E3, you know, it was all about staying on the budget because, you know, macaroni and cheese got old quick. But those, you know, so grocery, you know, and the commissary does have, you know, it is a pretty good place to shop. Unfortunately, if you live in Lowell Bay, driving all the way to Paris Island to shop, you know, they got ice chest, so your frozen stuff isn't melted by the time you get back. New expenses, you know, you're getting out, there's gonna be a lot of different new expenses that you encounter, you know, just different life expenses that come about. You know, cost of living changes, we talked about the salary, your housing, you know, tax benefits. Make sure as you get out, you know, don't be afraid to ask, you know, things, hey, do you give discounts for veterans? This is something that my daughter has taught me, you know, because I never, you know, we build places and it's not something, hey, you know, you do this, she's quick at, do you give benefits for veterans or anything? You're like, oh yeah, we sure do. Like, you need to ask. But she does all the time. There's a lot of places that'll do it, not just restaurants and stuff, there's other places, so check into it, you know, depending on the state you're going to, there's you know, like Texas is very veteran friendly, you know, with their taxes and stuff. Alaska is also another one. Why? Because it's cold, nobody wants to go up there but veterans, because they get away from everybody. But, so, what's taxable, what's not taxable? You know, taxable right now, your base pay, you know, CONUS COLA, you only get CONUS COLA if you're Hawaii. Non-taxable, these are all your non-taxable stuff. BAH, BAS, your clothing allowance. And then as you transition out, you'll be getting DLA, dislocation allowance, and then some per diem when you travel and everything. Those are all non-taxable things. Now, you get in the civilian world, your whole pay is basically base pay, your hourly wage. That's all taxable. So that's why you're going to see such this big disparity in your paycheck, especially if right now, if you're currently married and you're receiving your base pay, you're living out in town, you're getting your housing allowance, BAS, all this stuff. That's a lot of money that you're getting that's not taxable. So be aware of that. Just your federal taxes, we're a tax type, And right now, you're a tax cut, make sure that you're not paying somebody to do your taxes. Take advantage of VITA over there on Paris Island. This is way you can determine your taxes and stuff. Alright, we're gonna send you on a 10-minute break, so that way those that need to get,